Hey everybody, Seth David here, your editor-in-chief at Between Wall and Main, betweenwallandmain.com, and I'm sitting here with Billie Grigg, who's got a column on our site called Pocket Change. So, Billie, thank you so much for being willing to be a contributor on our Between Wall and Main site. And why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about who you are, what you do, who you do it for.
Well, thank you, Seth. I'm very excited to be a contributor. My name's Billie and I am a bookkeeper. I own Pocket Protector Bookkeeping. I'm physically based in Northeast Oklahoma, but I have clients all over the country, which is the power of a cloud-based accounting firm. My goal, my target is to serve those small and medium-sized businesses that just really can't afford to have an in-house bookkeeper and who, in my experience working for other companies, those businesses have been very underserved when it comes to bookkeepers. They might get somebody who kind of knows how to put things in QuickBooks, but not much else. Or maybe they think that their bookkeeper is actually their receptionist and they put things in QuickBooks part-time when they're not busy answering the phones. So those are the people that I really want to serve, getting their bookkeeping up to date and then also helping them to become more profitable, focusing on their cash flow. I'm very heavily invested in the Profit First method, so I help them with Profit First, getting all of their Profit First accounts set up as well.
Very nice. And tell us a little bit about what your Pocket Change column is going to be all about.
Well, Pocket Change, that came about to me that we all focus on the big things that we can do to change our lives and our businesses. And I've actually had clients say this to me before, if I only make a 1% change, that's not going to make a significant difference. I want the big bang. I kind of think that maybe we do that sometimes as a self-protection measure because when you have this huge lofty goal, if you don't make it, well, maybe the goal was just too big and it's not really my fault. These things were out of my control. But when you make those small changes, like a 1% allocation of your gross profit to a profit account, or something as simple as emptying your pocket change at the end of the day into a jar, over time that accumulates. So that was the idea behind Pocket Change, that the small changes make all the difference in the world, in your business and your life.
I love that. I absolutely love that. It's funny. It makes me think of what people desperately need, right? And something I have committed to doing a lot of writing about going forward, more so than ever before, is the idea that I think a lot of us approach business from the standpoint of, we need to make more money, right? But it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much of it you keep.
Exactly.
And the things you're describing are perfect plans for how to keep more of the money that you do make. And I always like to use the example. I love this example that, the guy who makes $100,000 a year but only spends $50,000 is actually a lot better off than the guy who makes $1 million and spends $1.5 million.
Exactly. But people tend to focus on that top line figure and they don't look at how much they're actually retaining. And whenever you get into a situation, especially if you have heavy debt in your business, you just look at that big number and think, how can I get rid of that? It's too daunting. Maybe I should just have a big sale and sell everything and close my doors. Well, no, you can get out of that situation the same way you got into it, just a little bit at a time.
Right. And I like what you said about reaching goals. And I love how you tie that into the pocket change concept that, make them small, make them attainable so that then when you achieve them, you're more encouraged to continue raising the bar. One sort of variation on that theme that I was just writing about the other day is this idea of setting a goal and setting an aggressive goal, let's say, but then having as part of that goal that you're not necessarily going to reach that goal, you're just going to move closer towards it.
Right.
And if you set that expectation there, then as long as each week you're closer to the goal than you were the week before, it's not about achieving that goal and doing it all tomorrow. You get to do it in small chunks, pocket change. And then, but reach that goal slowly. So if I set as a goal that I want to make $20,000 a week, and at first I only make $5,000 a week, that's okay, as long as last week it was something less than $5,000, and then maybe the next week I'll get to $7,000, and so on. So I love where you're going with this. I'm really excited to start reading your column once we get going and publishing things. So where can everybody find you on the web?
My website is pocketprotectorbookkeeping.com. I'm also on Facebook at Pocket Protector Bookkeeping and on Twitter.
Perfect. Billie, thank you so much. Really appreciate having you here among our contributors.
Thank you, Seth. I'm excited to be here.